Ladies and gentlemen, boys and sandwich makers, my name is Pwn and I'm here giving you guys kind of like an updated review on Operation Metro 2014. So last night I got on Twitter and I said, I can't believe that Metro's even worse than it was before. I had a lot of people saying what, how, and a lot of people like, how was that even possible? There's a very, very mixed bit of community that absolutely loves and adores Metro, that only plays Metro, and it is, without argument, probably the most played via Conquest and Rush. The most played map in Battlefield 3. So, the way I look at it is that there's a high demand for it, so they wanted to focus a lot on the attention of the game and enhance it. I don't understand why they chose Caspian and a couple other maps, because they're rarely played. Omen makes sense, Metro makes sense to me, Firestorm not so much, or the rest of them, but they wanted to revisit Metro, and it makes sense to me. Now, they've really made this map a bit worse. One of which is people tend to do stupid things. Naturally, it's just what happens. So when you see people playing these games, you see them running and clogging up the same area, concentrating themselves, lining up for easy nades and easy multi-kills. You see it all the time when you play Metro. They all just pile up in a hallway somewhere, something like that. And they've added in a new hallway at the hopes that that would spread the people out. And it doesn't do that. It doesn't spread it. The only thing that gets spread out are your butt cheeks when you're on the attacking end. There is no bit of balance or anything like that. Now, what is happening? I do like how the things can fall down to the roof. Little things don't really matter too much. I like how that you can turn off the hallway lights and stuff like that. It's a little bit more intimate. You turn off a light, a hole's a hole, ladies and gentlemen. I honestly really do like some of the little fixes and additions to some of these maps. Like the locker room, being able to turn the light off. I think it adds a really cool aspect to it. But there are a couple things that are really burdening this map entirely. Basically, this map is a perfect 4v4 or 8v8 map. But the thing is, nobody plays it. Most people play 64-man, sometimes 32-man. And when you have that many people trying to get through to the B objective or on Conquest, or which would be the third set of MCOMs on Rush, roughly, something like that, things get a little bit crazier. Now, I like the idea of adding in that hallway. You think it would separate the people. You have, front and back stairs. You have the sideway trying to head into lockers. And now they added that left door. That left door, it's not wide enough. It is extremely narrow. It's a pain in the ass to get inside, and everybody likes to funnel inside of there. So my biggest gripe with this is the fact that all of these choke points, all of these areas that are common to us, the staircases and everything like this, are now 10 times worse in my opinion due to the available equipment in Battlefield 4. So it's not necessarily the map is worse now because they brought in elevators to stop, a lot of locking down. You can probably rush to lockers or something, but those choke points are still there. You generally get stuck right there at elevators, and it's hard for anyone to push up when you have 32-man or higher up in there in Conquest. Now, why this is such a pain in the ass for me is because there's a lot of people that are using equipment now that were never available to us or were not very popular back then. LVGs, for example. People are just sitting on ammo, banking them, and they're just bouncing through the hallways, keeping people from being able to do anything, stopping revives, burning tickets. That's a really big pain in the ass. On top of that, you have thermites and the everlasting XM25 airburst. Now there's just so many more things that are able to pop people and keep them dead before you could do anything. So I think with all that addition and the fact that just smoke can't get you through or anything like that, this map is definitely a very challenging thing to get used to. And with the new pieces of equipment available for Battlefield 4, I think it's even worse to deal with them now, especially with the minis that can chuck very far, bounce a lot. I just think with all the equipment available and the fact that certain things are available for all classes now, like C4 and Claymores or a couple different things, I just find that you see explosives a lot more now, and it ruins a map like this. So that's my feelings. On top of that, they have this really weird glitch going on in X360. There's not a lot of attention on it. Not a lot of people, I don't think any commentators have made a public light yet. I'm not going to tell you how to do it. I do know how to do it. It's kind of becoming common knowledge. But there's a way involving a map to actually get in the ceiling of the entire Metro. So while you're in Metro, you can be in Metro, and there are little areas that they can actually shoot down and kill people. I've seen people go like 80-0. They just sit up inside the roof, and you can put beacons and everything up there, and you just have infinite amount of people wanting to spawn up in there, and they can shoot down and kill you, and you have no clue where they are. And that's really a pain in the ass too. I don't think that's going to be a problem when PC and everything else comes along, but that's just another thing, another bug to add to the list. So that's where I feel about Metro. I think that the map has great possibilities. The map is incredible for smaller player counts, competitive, great, brilliant. Rush still needs a little bit of work. It's still just as dangerous and just as difficult to get in past that first MCOM. That initial rush is so important. And now the rocks are bigger, so you think you get better cover. No, it's just really, they've done very little changes on the outside areas. And honestly, I think the only thing that would make this map a little bit better is to allow the ability to either shoot out the lights or take out the lights in the subway. So this was a very, very dark map. But that's my dream. We can all dream, can't we? So, thank you guys for your time. Hopefully you've appreciated this video and got a little bit of a look into the Operation Metro 2014. I wanted to post them up for you guys and talk about my my issues with those. This is the only map that I think is actually downgraded now, and it's not to the map's fault. It's just now with explosives being available to almost every class and the wide variety of them, especially things like air burst that can burst around corners. You'll just watch the gameplay and see how many more explosives are used now, how many nades are thrown around, how many tubes are being tossed about. It just really, really does kind of clog the entire map up and make it, in my opinion, almost unplayable. So it took what was a really promising map, and they could have done a lot with it, and I don't think they offered a proper enough alternative or a wide enough area for people to get inside of the thing. Now, when they added that left hallway in, I would have really loved to see if they would have made it go back a little longer, back there towards where Ticket Booth was, if you guys know where that call-out is. It's basically that little booth right there, past the turnstiles, behind the second staircase, if you're attackers. And if they would have done something like adding a way to back rage the people that are on defense or something like that, it would have been okay. But funneling them into an extra hallway, it's just another way to invite people that are not playing smart and are just going to burn tickets. So that's how I feel. Thank you guys. Hopefully you appreciated this breakdown. And have a wonderful, marvelous day, guys. Stay moist.